Okay. I don't remember why Rinko... Well, a bunch of people died, so let's fix that. I don't know, it's been a little while since I recorded this, so I'm a little lost, but that should be okay. Let's extend everybody. So, the one problem I'm running into... Let's see, died from something or other. Probably should have paid attention to that, but whatever. The one problem is, that I'm running into is I've got to go read those logs. My one character just died from floor damage. I think that's the only thing that actually... I was hoping the hot spring would do, like, heat damage or something, but guess not. Or maybe they already had that? I'm not sure. Oh, I guess it did. They must have died from heat damage from something else a while back. Okay, well... I guess let's just do this. Let's see, survival guide... Notes. So, I'm actually only missing 2. Let's read them. There was nothing to write home about. I was able to accept someone like Dr. Terashima just as I was trained, despite my very being repulsed by the thought. Ever since we first had physical relations, it became part of our daily routine. In other words, we became lovers. More so, my time spent with Dr. Terashima had increased significantly. His unpredictable comments and actions were exasperating as usual, but it seemed he had begun trusting me, or perhaps he was never one to value privacy to begin with. Despite my presence in the room, he carelessly typed his PC password and began working while I still lay on the bed. I easily memorized his password by observing his finger strokes. The day I typed out that very password with my own hands came soon after. As well, after our so-called amorous affairs, that day, we were lying in bed when Dr. Terashima's phone vibrated. It's from your sister. My sister? I furrowed my brows and gave a questioning expression, but I had known beforehand she would be contacting him. All part of the plan we had laid out. Dr. Terashima tilted his head and answered his phone. What is it? My sister's voice could be heard from the speaker. Sir, we've been observing the suspect as you ordered, but the anticipated response has occurred earlier than expected. Alright, I'll be right over. Dr. Terashima suddenly hung up. Fooled by my sister's lie, he quickly got dressed. You know the drill. Make sure no one sees you when you leave the room. I will. He threw his lab coat on and exited the room, leaving me sitting there naked. After confirming the sound of his door closing, I headed to the desktop computer he always uses and typed in his password that I had memorized. I produced the portable hard drive from my clothes on the floor and transferred the data from Dr. Terashima's PC. Then I watched as the progress bar slowly filled with a sky blue. The bar filled slower than I expected, and I could feel myself beginning to sweat. I didn't have much time. My sister's lie would be quickly exposed. The anticipated response hadn't occurred in the experiment at all. Dr. Terashima would denounce her, and she would apologize for her mistake. As soon as she did, Dr. Terashima would have no reason to stay there a moment longer. My sister couldn't afford to keep him there, because it would only raise suspicion then. I had 10 minutes at most. Judging by the minute hand on the wall clock and the current position and status bar, it was clear I wouldn't have enough time to copy everything at once. But who knew when I'd get another chance? Even though things had gone smoothly up until that point, there was no guarantee I'd be able to keep up with his pace. It was also highly likely that he'd catch on and increase his security due to the single incident. But what if Dr. Terashima didn't come back? It was possible my sister would find someone to extend the amount of time he stayed there. Those optimistic thoughts threatened to take over, but I quickly suppressed such wishful thinking. Just as I had transferred 91% of the data from Dr. Terashima's computer, my time limit was up. Oh, you still haven't put your clothes on yet. No, I just felt sleepy. Out of all the data I transferred from Dr. Terashima's PC, there was nothing he kept hidden from the other researchers. Nor did I find proof that he leaked any of the information we knew of. As usual, my sister communicated with me via handwritten notes. Dr. Terashima is most likely clean. It's highly unlikely that there's anything in that 10% I didn't download that would disprove that notion. We had already confirmed his PC to be the only place where he could hide such sensitive data. During our written meeting, my sister and I decided not to make any more moves to steal Dr. Terashima's data. If we happened upon an opportunity to steal the remaining 10% of data without any risks, we would of course take it, but we wouldn't do anything to make him suspect us. It's important to know when to hold back. Exactly 1 month from today, we'll put our plan into action. Until then, I want you to stay by Dr. Terashima's side. Just as my sister had told me, I continued my spy activities without taking any risks. I followed Dr. Terashima around as his assistant, gave myself to him when he desired me, and initiated when I sensed he wanted me. Then on the night 2 weeks after I had taken his data, Dr. Terashima slept while sleeping with me. That was highly uncommon. Usually he wouldn't so much as yawn until I left the room, but perhaps all those sleepless nights had caught up to him. That could be my chance to get the remaining 10%. The thought crossed my mind, but crossing that rickety bridge then went against everything I'd learned during my spy training. I decided to leave for that day. I snapped my buttons closed and prepared to go back to my own room. Then I heard a voice behind me. We're almost at the truth. I turned around faster than my brain could process the words. Dr. Terashima was sighing in his sleep. Not a bad comment. He must have been conducting research even in his sleep. And as he nearly reached the truth in his pursuit for knowledge, the words must have slipped out. Wait. What the hell was I saying? Had I giggled? Had I thought he was cute? No. I was swept up by the warm maternal nature within me, and a repulsing shudder was sent down my spine. This wasn't some comic for teens. Was I truly gaining feelings for him just because we had a physical relationship? I will kill him. I have to. I told myself that in my mind as I glared at Dr. Terashima's sleeping face. The words my sister once told me then came to mind. The only time you should feel truly remorseful is when you no longer feel guilty about your work. The next evening, my sister was caught up in a failed experiment and died. Our father runs a secret company that conducts assassinations and espionage operations on a national level. Exactly 2 years ago, my father's company had received a request for an investigation and assassination at Mani. By that time, my sister and I had already worked our father's companies as spies. My father put his hand on my shoulder. He wanted me to go to Mani a year before my sister and conduct an undercover investigation. My father had picked me over my sister. It didn't make any sense. I was by no means a failure, but when comparing me to my sister, she was clearly more capable. Why me and not her? Did my father base his decision on some metric only he knew? Or did he have some other mission in mind for my sister? I still don't know his reasoning to this day, but nonetheless, it appointed me to go undercover at Mani instead of my sister. I didn't feel like I had beaten her, but I did learn something akin to superiority from it. Until that day, even now I have a complex towards my sister. No matter what the task, she always completed them more efficiently than me. She's good at things I'm not, and she was even better at things that I'm good at. But on that day 2 years ago, my father picked me over her. Upon hearing those words, my sister said it was too early for me, and that she was better suited for the task. It was unusual, no, it was perhaps the first time she had ever opposed my father like that. Maybe she was too proud to let me surpass her, or maybe she was worried for me. Eventually, my father gave into her desperate efforts to persuade him and sent her to Mani instead. And now here we are. The original plan was for me to infiltrate Mani before my sister. I was supposed to die instead of her. When I found out about my sister's death, I was stuck at Dr. Terashima's side as his personal assistant and writing notes in my binder about an experiment. The door behind me suddenly opened and a researcher from my sister's department entered. With a dreadfully pale face, he informed us of my sister's death. It happened during the development of a new type of solution used for clone creation. A type of chemical dangerously incompatible with the solution and not allowed in the lab was somehow mixed into the experiment materials, causing an explosion. Death by explosion. I don't remember much after hearing those words. Next thing I knew, I woke up in the infirmary bed. It appeared I had lost consciousness. What I saw before me wasn't an unfamiliar ceiling, but Dr. Terashima's face peering down at me. Hey there, did you sleep well? I was so close to punching him. But there's something else I need to do first. I woke up my aching body and headed towards the sliding infirmary door. Wait, where are you going? I need to make sure. Of what? If my sister really died, whether it was real or just a dream. You're the cutest. You say the cutest things sometimes, Olga. I'm sure your brain remembers it well. Your sister did indeed die. She was caught in an explosion and blown to smithereens. I know. Whether I liked it or not, that memory before I lost consciousness was burned into my memory. But until I see it with my own eyes. More importantly, Olga, would you mind giving me your sister? Excuse me? I'd like to know if it's okay to bring back your sister as a clone. I'm sure you want to see her again, and I'd like to speak to her once more to avoid any future accidents. Revive my sister as a clone. The moment Dr. Terashima's words registered in my head, my vision instantly went white. Before I knew it, my thumbs were both firmly planted against his Adam's apple. Except that didn't actually happen. In fact, quite the opposite. Cloning is a sin. Cloning technology is the work of the devil, made to obstruct the world and systems God has created. And yet, this option Dr. Terashima presented, I sensed a sort of warmth, like a ray of sunlight, from his option to revive my sister as a clone. I could see my sister again. Dr. Terashima's suggestion was the future I sought for. But cloning is a sin. I know this better than anyone. That logical thought was on the verge of taking over my brain, but then? It's not possible, is it? Transfer one's personality and memories into a clone. The subject must already have an umbilical brain unit, also known as an X-key, implanted in their stomach. It's impossible to create a clone with the owner's personality and memories without it. So since my sister never had an X-key embedded in her, even if she was brought back to life, she'd be an imposter who would only be similar in appearance. It's not my sister, not my sister. That wasn't not my sister I wanted to see. Probably that wasn't the sister I wanted to see. That also meant Dr. Terashima wouldn't be able to talk to her about preventing future accidents either. Eyes looked lifeless as I explained my logic, and Dr. Terashima tilted his head as if he was genuinely confused. Huh? Your sister never told you? She had an X-key implant. What? I forgot when it was, but we didn't have enough subjects to gather sufficient data for an experiment, so I looked for volunteers from the lab. I asked around, saying if there was no danger involved, and if anyone was greedy enough to desire eternal life, I could use some more subjects for the experiment. My sister agreed? Uh-huh. She was the first one to volunteer. She wanted to be a test subject for the cloning experiment. Can't be. My sister should have known. Cloning is a sin. Cloning technology came straight from hell, made to obstruct the world God created. How could my sister have volunteered to partake in such an experiment when she shared the same religious views as me? Maybe she had some sort of plan. Maybe she volunteered as a test subject to progress her espionage efforts. But if that were true, it wouldn't make sense for her to not fill me in afterwards. There are no secrets between my sister and I, are there? I don't know why you seem so shocked, but how about it? I'd like to get your permission before cloning your sister if possible. Okay, I got it. Then let's get to it right away. What? I didn't say anything. Then did you just do that subconsciously? I thought I saw you nod deeply just now. I didn't bother trying to confirm whether Dr. Terashima's words were true or not. I couldn't. Whether I nodded or not, I knew I wished for nothing more than to see my sister again. Even if that meant denying everything our religion stood for, my desire to see my sister far outweighed my faith. The extend machine's vat opened, and I was reunited with my cloned sister. I felt a mixture of intense deja vu, guilt, and joy for my sister's revival. The conflicting, chaotic whirl of emotions felt heavy in the back of my head. Judging by her appearance and physique, my sister soaking in the solution seemed to be about 6 years old. This wasn't some sort of error, but a feature of the extend machine. Human clones made with the extend machine retain their knowledge and experiences as they're reborn in a child's body. Well, how does it feel to see your family member reborn? Dr. Terashima turned to face me. There was a look of pride on his face, as if he had just gave a little present to his lover. That would normally make me want to kill him, but this time I didn't feel that way in the slightest. My sister's faint voice could be heard. Her eyes opened halfway and she slowly sat up. She seemed to be having trouble comprehending what was going on. She turned her head to look all around her, then eyes opened wide as she looked up at Dr. Terashima and me. Whether it was the solution or tears, I didn't know, but her watery eyes met mine. She let out a little sob. Perhaps she was relieved to find she hadn't died, or she was happy to be reunited with me. Or maybe she was in despair, knowing she was revived as a clone. Whatever it was, it appeared she couldn't prevent the overwhelming emotions from leaking out. Hearing her like this made me cry too. I'm so glad. My voice was hardly understandable. I thought I'd never see her again. That thought had filled me with so much despair. Dr. Terashima seemed to sense my emotional state and placed his hand on my left shoulder. As if that was a signal, I embraced my sister, not minding that my lab coat got wet. Ow. Sorry. Despite my verbal apologies, I didn't let up on my tight embrace around her. My body and mind were so in sync, there's no room for my brain to give any orders in between. After some rudimentary examinations, Dr. Terashima accepted my request to let me be alone with my sister in my room. This time I brewed tea for my sister and brought it to the table as she waited. Just as she had always done for me. Thanks. She took the teacup with both hands, taking a sip. Her nose was bright red, and her tears rolled down her cheeks again. I'm so glad I was able to see you again. Me too. I didn't detect any negative emotions in her face from being revived as a clone. She may be just hiding it in front of me, but she was at least not showing it outwardly. It wasn't just my sister. I didn't seem to harbor any such emotions either. I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel a shred of guilt, but the joy of seeing my sister again far outweighed it. Neither of us were even composed enough to hug again. We began sobbing once more with the table between us. I don't know how long we went on like that. We stopped crying around the same time. We probably could have kept crying if we wanted to, but we had responsibilities to uphold. It was something we had to confirm. Why did my sister die? Was it really an accident that occurred by chance? My sister went through a simple examination before coming to my room, where they had told her the cause of the accident. The cause of the accident was unknown, but that could be a lie, and my sister wasn't able to tell me the truth for whatever reason. With that in mind, I wrote her a note, as usual, and asked her, "Do you really not know anything about the accident?" "Why are you asking me in a note?" "What?" "Is your throat dry from all the crying?" Though it didn't seem like it. What was my sister, this person, saying? A shiver went down my spine from the indication of the situation I had dreaded most. I prayed it was nothing more than a hunch, but unfortunately, I was usually right about these things. After being revived as a clone, my sister's memory seemed to have been impaired. The true reason she came to Mani, along with the memories of her homeland, were completely wiped out. Instead, she now thought the memories she falsified for espionage were real. The truth had been overwritten by lies. But it couldn't be. With my heart full of despair, I threw her questions from various angles just to confirm. Up to it was just a misunderstanding on my part. I wished my sister hadn't changed, but there's no mistake. The sister I got back was no longer the sister I knew. Reports regarding my spy activities are sent to my country via coded emails. At first glance, they look like emails updating my family, not an array of mysterious numbers. The key phrases are linked to various spy activities. For example, saying "I'm homesick" means the mission requires urgency, and "Dr. Terashima is kind to me" means Dr. Terashima is highly likely to be guilty. I had taken my time writing out a seemingly innocent email with the following message. It's beginning to seem highly likely that Dr. Terashima is hiding secret information. I'm postponing the execution of the plan. I did not report about my sister's death, or her revival as a clone. If I did, I would be forced to kill my 6-year-old older sister. Should I kill my clone sister? How do I perceive her from now on? Do I even consider the same person she was before? I don't have the answer to those questions right now. To give myself more time to find answers, I lied about the possibility of Dr. Terashima hiding information. All I'm doing is stalling, simply struggling in vain. All I want is more time to think. Woo, boy. Okay. So now what do we do? It has been a little while since I last played, so I'm a little lost. Let's see. Party formation at the very least. Let's switch some adults in. Bring in Zen. Yuma. Okay. Oh, that's equipment. So we want to transfer a hat and shoes. Actually, one set of both. Let's see. At some point I'll get even better gear than this, but I haven't been particularly thorough. I haven't needed it that much. I kind of have, but not overwhelmingly. So Haruto gets the sword, and then hammers for everybody else. And that's just an air bladder. Ah. Okay. So next order of business, we do still have the mapping bonus, but it is garbage. I'm not against sticking with it, though. What else do we have? I'm assuming we can't do any base expansion. I can upgrade the workshop. It just requires an iron fence. Diamonds, garnets. Okay, so that's actually very doable. So it looks like lizard sheddings, bird beak, insulation sheets, and cable ties. We actually don't need any more partitions or anything like that. Well, that's kind of nice. And the next level is maximum. Okay, so we can make hand axes. We can make saws. We can make fruit knives. Carving knife. A battle axe. Frying pan hammer. Combat knife. Nail knuckles. Claymore. We don't have any alcohol lamps. I don't think we have any laundry poles. Chain, sword, hammer. But I don't think we have any chains. And then there's a bunch of bows. And a gun? I'm pretty sure that's a gun. Yeah, that's a gun. So I could make a... No, I can't make a battle axe. I could make a carving knife. I think. But yeah, I haven't seen any laundry poles around. So most of this new stuff is probably not that doable. We can make some new equipment, though. Plate mail, feather jersey, biker gang clothes. Okay, so yeah, we could very easily make shell shin guards, shell aprons, and all of this, pretty much. Well, let's make one of both.
I like it. Perfect craftsmanship.
I think the main thing is they're very heavy. Either way, let's see. Do I make more? I mean, effectively, I'm gonna have to go out of my way to.
This is well made.
Make more helmets, at the very least. Okay.
North is up.
Gonna do that. That's pretty outdated. I don't want that. And we do have another shell helmet. Okay. I'm just gonna keep gearing my characters out a little bit. Even if it's not necessarily, always the wisest. Luckily, if we lose anybody, we can just leave stuff on the ground and come back later. Okay, so... I see rusty axes. We have a rusty kitchen knife. I don't think we have a single washing pole. So yeah, an amount of this stuff we're gonna have to come back for at a later date. Right, we had the Coromo hot springs puzzle. Let's go save before I do anything. It has been a little while, and I hate to lose anything. Not that it matters too much. I thought for a second I'd actually lost some footage there. I had mucked up when editing, and I was just like, oh no, it's all gone. The answer is no, it wasn't. I was just, I don't know, I've been super busy. I pre-recorded like half this series. I pre-recorded half this series. Is it not coming for me? Okay.
I'll get it. I'll hold this.
Odd.
I'm supposed to carry
Where
this?
am I anyway? Oh, I'm somewhere completely new. Okay. Oh. I killed the other one. Okay. Well.
I'll hold this. I'll get it.
I'm... Wow, that thing does, like, no damage to me. Okay, so it's really the big guys that are dangerous. These guys are... These guys are weak business. So I am here. Huh. How did I reveal that part of the map? I'm actually kind of confused. I was not expecting this. Well, there's my next TV. I remove the lock. Oh.
What's this?
Stuffed sheepdoll. The limbs were tied with a rope and torn off. I'm gonna leave that alone for a second. Just in case it somehow brings Kurosuke. Because that would be decidedly inconvenient. So we never actually did solve that puzzle. Huh. Weird. They're all buttons.
There's something here.
Please keep the seats dry and share them with others. I wonder I might have to weigh all of those down.
What are you doing? Watch out.
I'm going to assume as such. I do enjoy the foot bath. There must be one nearby. But yeah, it's interesting that we actually just entered into a completely different zone. I was not expecting that. Looks like it's mostly filled entirely with just those really weak pigs. Certainly makes my life easier.
I will pick it up.
Because I don't really need all this pork, so I can use it for puzzle solving. It, like, does no damage to me either, so I can just go nuts. Okay. Like, I'm just gonna leave that all over the place. I gotta figure out who's got the best mapping combination. Because I'm not gonna lie, it was really nice being able to just map everything around me as opposed to one tile ahead.
There's something here.
8 lanterns, including the broken ones, in rows of 1 by 6 by 1.
Found it.
Explanation on lanterns. Many of them in this area are particular.
Whoa. What's this?
4-point lock 3. The wise key opens the mystery lock.
There's something here.
Rest well at the foot bath, and a path will be opened.
Found it.
Beware of bears. Maybe this area was in the mountains before. Okay. Yeah, we should be able to just bust this open.
They won't get away.
Bloom, Cleone.
Let's see if that busted open. Oh, that's cool.
Listen to me.
Well, that didn't work.
Careful.
I should probably use
They won't
Cleone
get
a lot
away.
more often.
Concentrate.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
That hurts. Was it edible?
A guard frame from the shrine fell near the sign. The sign is illegible now.
Hey.
I'm curious about why I've been able to bust up the walls. I wish there was like a visible difference between the breakable ones. Okay, so we've got this, which just opens and closes the door.
There it is.
Wrinkled memo pad next to the photography equipment.
The way home.
Okay,
is...
so what else do we have? We've pretty much cleared out the map. We've got the one secret area and then resting well at the hot bath. Or the foot bath. I think what I'm gonna do... Let's see. I'm gonna just split out a bunch of this pork. It says rest well at the foot bath. And a path will open. Yeah, unfortunately all the puzzles in this area feel a little murky to me. Like, I've missed something. I mean, I guess they're supposed to be cryptic on purpose. But, I don't know. I feel lost. I feel lost and confused, and I don't like it. I guess I'm just supposed to wait here for a while. I'm just not gonna move, either. Hopefully we'll hear, like, a click or something. The one problem is we end up losing stamina by doing this, but honestly, that just involves going back to base and eating, so it's not that big of a deal. It'd almost be nice if a cutscene played.
mark it on the map.
Let's see. Like, you know, all the characters just hang out in the footbath for a while. I actually wish the footbath was a situation where people's stamina would go up by, like, a small amount instead. Man. This is kind of tedious.
Where are we?
I don't know if I'm supposed to just do nothing, if I can move around. If I'm standing on the wrong one? I mean, I can technically wait forever. The real trick would actually be to remove everybody but one person and then just wait here for a while. I think I'll do that. Let's see, party formation. Let's kick everybody but Yuma out. I think. We're just gonna face the door. Okay, and then I'm just gonna wait here until it opens up. Because I have a clear line of sight with it, so it should open. Supposedly. Okay, well I give up. This is boring me. We're just gonna add everybody else. I'll do the puzzles at the end of the chapter. And probably just kind of hang out. But like, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but I'd rather just explore and do plot stuff and then figure out the puzzle on my own time, because I don't have much spare time right now. And yeah, I might throw in some like hacks or something so I don't burn all my stamina just sitting around doing nothing. Because yeah, I was there for what, 20 stamina or so, which is not great.
Hey, kids! It's time for Extend TV!
Well, here we are on the fourth and final episode of Rio's Sudden Emergence. What sort of thrilling debauchery will be put on display today? Will we be captivated by more eroticism and grotesque violence, along with the forbidden? Into them?
Have you figured out who the boss is? Make sure you don't miss the clues.
Let's watch and find out. Envy Part 5, End. Bad End. It's showtime!
Huh? Isn't the title a spoiler?
Titles are always spoilers. As a YouTuber, let me tell you. That manager, he said I'm abusing you. He said he wouldn't report me if I got out of here and left you behind. He said I was beautiful. Why did he abandon me? Why does everyone always abandon me? Mom, that guy wants to adopt you as his son. Who would have thought my own son would steal my man? No, that sick bastard is after you from the very beginning. You knew how that pervert was looking at you the whole time, didn't you? I didn't know. I don't want that. I just want to be with you. You again. It's always you that's loved and needed by others. What about me, huh? What about me? If only you weren't around. Mom, can't breathe. You little... Mom. Mom, don't cry. Mom. Mom? Why do you look like you're about to cry? Please don't cry, Mom. I'll always be by your side. Keep me tied up. Mom? I found the boy. He appears to be the suspect's son. Are you alright? Mom. He's regained consciousness, pulse normal, no visible wounds, and in the ambulance right away. We just identified the deceased stabbing victim. 52 years old, confirmed to be the manager of the inn. The deceased subject was found in the hills behind this building. She hung herself with a rope. Identify the... Mom, you don't have to cry anymore. Mom.
Okay, question time. Who's going to be the boss this time around?
Ooh, pick me!
Go ahead, Sho.
I know who the boss is. When Rio went to see the kids' heated pool, at the top right where water wasn't flowing as much.
Wait, we don't need to hear all that. Just give us the answer.
The sexy lady in the black swimsuit. She's the culprit.
I didn't see anyone like that. What culprit?
Now, Behold the truth with your own eyes!
You're almost at that machine part. Remember, kids,
Illuminate!
a brighter future.
For humanity!
Bye-bye.
I'm lost and confused, but that's kind of normal. Okay, so honestly...
Come from again?
I think we might need Minimo again. I'm gonna try busting down this wall one more time. Okay, party formation. Switch out Yuma for Minimo. She's got pretty much everything I need. Okay.
I'm counting on you, Cleone.
Because I know hers is the one that bust down walls previously. Yep, there we go. Okay. So we can at least clear through this. Ooh, it's got a safe in it. Also, interestingly enough... Oh, is it because we've got Minimo on the party?
I'll take it.
Is it because we actually have Minimo in the party that we have the full mapping bonus here?
Can't go there.
That actually makes a perfect amount of sense.
What's this?
Tents in the shop area must be set up on the night of 8/14.
Looks suspicious.
On a note, read it later. Oh, is that the infamous note?
I'll take it.
Worn
Wonder what
boots.
this is.
Equipment cannot be brought into the shop area until 8:15.
What's this?
Preparation area for Lantern
Suspicious.
Festival. Authorized personnel only. Okay, well we've also got a safe to bust open.
I'm counting on you, Cleone. Sorry, everyone. Bloom, Cleone. Bloom, Cleone.
I'll bind them with these!
Okay. Well, we just got zap trapped. Can I not get that open period?
I'll bind them with these!
Behold.
Yeah. It looks like that was just trapped. Well, that's just mean. All right, whatever. Let's see. I could wait a little while longer, but honestly, I think I'm just gonna get out of here. And we're gonna go revive people. Did I forget to pick up all of the equipment? Oh, that's a bit of a mistake. Well, I mean, worst comes to worst, we go on an adventure, go grab it back. I mean, it'll take a little while to revive people anyway, and...
Excessive greed will lead to ruin.
Cannot move, inventory is too heavy. Thank you, old lady Yuma.